Okay, I feel better after my rant yesterday. I've ordered a tow hitch, bit the bullet, paid a lot of money I think for a tow hitch, £170 including the override relay. So that's on order. I'm assuming at this point they're building it. A lot of engineering companies don't stock, they build from scratch. And apparently it's a straight bolt on. I ain't got to drill no holes, so I'm quite happy about that. No faffing about. What I do need to do though is the bumper's got to come off. Not looking forward to that. There's two bolts each side that the bar bolts to that I've got to get to. It uses the original tow eyes under here. Where are we? There. You see the tow eye there? You take those bolts out and you bolt it to there, and then there's a couple there. I don't know if you can see them. That bolts to there. So all of this has got to come off. Exhaust doesn't need to be shifted, everything is just bolt straight on, and then I've got to find the wiring loom to wire into. Yeah, so that job will be coming in the next couple of days. In the meanwhile, I've got to make some kind of rack that can fit on this trailer. I was actually looking for another one. The plan I've got going on is, if I could get one exactly the same as this, I could actually extend this trailer out, put some reinforcement bars underneath, and have a double axle, so I can get, because I put an engine in this once and it just blew the tire to kingdom come. And I do tend to bring stuff like that home, so I've got that tin to get, which is 7 foot. So yeah, I have got to make a frame that sits on top, and I can then lay all my boards on top of that without having too many problems. So we've got to empty this out and chuck away what we don't need, and pretty much go from there really. That's a job that's got to be done. But what we need to do urgently, and I do mean urgently, because when I get the tin home, I've been thinking about this one quite hard. I wanted to do the whole roof in tin, but it's going to get so hot in here. So hot. I mean, it's hot enough there, that's tin. But I've had that tin up since the day I built it, which was close to, what, 15 years ago. I've never had any problems, you see. And I just thought the sensible thing is, so I don't have to keep coming back to this damn job, is to tin the roof as well. But the problem with tinning the roof is I can't figure a way of joining the tin to the wood. I don't know how to do that, so it looks like we're going to go back to chipboard or Conti board or whatever they call it, Sterling board. So I'll lose all that chipboard there, and I'll replace all of that with whatever I can find that's cheap enough. Even if it's second-hand plywood, I don't care, because it's going to get covered in felt. And I think the trick to it, to get the best out of what I'm doing, is to put good quality felt up. So we may go for the real thick stuff, the real thick heavy stuff that you glue down, and I think I should have done that from the very beginning. I believe I should have done that from the very beginning. So what we're going to have to do is all of this mess, and there's loads of it, we're going to have to clear this floor, throw away just about anything and everything. I'm not doing any more trikes. I've had enough of the damn things. I'm just not going to do any more. Not planning to anyway. I mean, if someone turns up on my door and wants some help with one, maybe, if I'm, you know, offered some decent dosh, but other than that, no, I'm not. And I don't want to do any more rat rods. That's just getting too hard to bend down with my knees. So what I want to do is I want to clear it all, and I want to move that bench there to there, and I want to move all that equipment over to here, so we can clear this wall. And then I'm going to just put tin sheeting up all the way along the back, and then summer, we won't do it now, but summertime, when it becomes too hot in here, we'll put loft insulation between the gaps, and then we'll get some cheap plywood and just ply over the top so we can keep the heat out. And then we're going to put a motorcycle, buy a motorbike lift at some point, and that will probably find its way either in the middle or over here. I don't exactly know at the moment where it's going to go. See, I've got this big empty space. I might try and push this all the way up the end if I can, and then that other bench can go there. I mean, it could stay there, it's not really in the way. The welding point is there, so the welder can work around this whole area. Might pay to leave that where it is. if I got this wall cleared, then I can put a rack here, sorry, a bike stand here, and put the bikes on that. The wood burner's going. It makes too much smoke. I smoke the whole neighbourhood out when I fire that thing up, and we don't want complaints. So we're going to detach that chimney, and we're going to get rid of that, clean it all up and put that on Facebook, get rid of that for whatever it will make, I don't know. And then all the equipment will go over there, and that's out of the way, and we get a nice big open space here. And then this door is coming down, I keep head butting it, that's bent. I'm going to try and make some repairs to it if I can, and we're going to try and straighten that beam out at a later date, either with steel or with another piece of wood, I don't know yet. And we'll try and put that garage door in that spot there so we can lock that up, because the door over there is completely mullered. And then we've got to sort out where everything's going. I need storage for the motorcycles, especially when they're finished. I don't want to leave them in here. So we've got another workshop to build at some point. I have been offered one, but it's being used, or is going to be used, for goats. But I would like to put it here, so we'll get rid of that. Hopefully this will be finished and out the front, and we've already got the concrete down. I've just got to extend out, knock that all out. I can't remember how I did that. I think there is concrete under that. I'm really not sure. We've got a military collection in the house as well that my wife doesn't like looking at, because I've got things like Hitler's bust and some swassies and all that sort of stuff. It's just random stuff. But she wants it gone from the house, which I've got no problem with at all, because I would rather it was in an area. So we're going to make a man cave here, sort of based around World War II, and we'll keep some of the bikes in that shed area here once we get one sorted out. Now that'll either be a concrete garage or just a random shed. We have got our eyes on one that someone's going to be pulling down in the summer. So the trike, don't know what to do with it. If somebody was to offer me money today, I'd probably take it, just to get it out of the way, because it is in my way. I'm not planning on fixing it now. I was going to put a Rover V8 in it, but just can't be asked at this point in time. But it ain't doing any harm where it is. So come summertime next year, we might pick it back up again. Who knows? So that's my conquest at the moment. Okay, I'm just taking a break from the shed. I ain't done anything in the shed at the moment. Waiting for my tow hitch. DHL are delivering it at some point, so in between jobs I thought, I know what to do. I'll get this bumper cleaned up. So I polished these up as best as possible. Some old Caterham stainless steel that was given to me a way back. I'm now laying that there. The reason why they're going on the bumper is because, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I tried to put a bull bar on here. Ruined my bumper. Ruined it. So now I've got to hide the damage with these. But don't think they're just staying like that, because they're not. There is some hazard indicators to go on there. I've got a strobe kit for emergency hazards. So when I'm towing the rat rod, when I'm going up hills at like 60 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour, whatever, if I'm a hazard, this whole front end's going to light up like a bloody Coca-Cola truck. In fact, Santa will be jealous, quite frankly. Yeah, we're going to put a light there, a light there. We're going to put another one there, where them holes are, another one there. I've got a set of 8 coming, so there'll be 4 going down there. They will all be controlled on the strobe controller. However, it doesn't stop there. I've got some random ones that individually flash. I don't know if they're any good or not. I'm going to put a few up there on the roof as well, and if I've got enough left over, maybe a couple more on the bonnet. But I'm a little reluctant with the bonnet, because it means I've got to run wires through everything. I don't want to do that if I can help it. So these are going to get painted black and lacquered over the winter, so I can put them back on. The grill is going to get painted red. I've got the other grill for under that now. I've already put that one in. So that grill is going to get I was going to paint it red, but we might, because I've damaged the paint. When I was painting it up, I bloody dropped it, didn't I? Messed up all the texture, which really made me angry. So that might get some stippled paint on there just to hide up the damage until I can find a new one and start all over again. and I haven't got any more of that red paint left anyway, so, and colour matching is going to be a nightmare on this, because I can't remember what the code was. That visor is also being a nuisance. I've seriously been thinking about removing that, because one, we've got a cracked light over there and I can't find any spare lights, and it's too big for the lorry. You can see that a mile off, can't you? The horns are going to go on the roof. They were originally going to go on the side, so they were protected by the visor, but I don't know, it ain't working out, so that visor may go along with the lights as well. We've got some LEDs to fit into those upper lights up there. We put the hazards one up there. I think this thing will look pretty good coming down the road for what it is. Nothing special, is it really? It's just an old Midland, but it's my Midland, and every bugger's going to know about it, whether they want to or not. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Really don't like them, if I'm honest, but it's a necessary evil, isn't it? That's that, or I have to sit there and strip the whole of that bumper down and repaint everything, which would be an absolute nightmare in my opinion. So whether they're on straight or not, I don't think they are actually. They look a bit out. That one looked lower. Right, they're taped, they're on. They look a bit ridiculous, but they are, as I have said, a necessary evil. So we'll get the lights fitted into the bottom two and the top two, and then we'll get some paint from the paint store and strip them down, paint them black, and we're like halfway to getting some kind of decent colour going on here for summer. I ain't going to put any on this bonnet because it's just going to be a nightmare with the wiring, but I will have to flip the bonnet up, and I've got to move the truck around anyway so I can get the trailer out. So at some point we've got to put battery terminals back on, get that cab pump put back on, and pray that that tyre doesn't go flat because the valve was busted in it, I think, and then we can move this around a little bit. I want to get it in absolutely smack bang that way, but as close to the edge as possible. I think the back of the truck needs to be next to Paul's fence next door to me, and I need this gap left open so I can get trailer in and out, and possibly even the car, to be honest, but we'll see. Things are starting to happen. And before I forget, my interior lights have turned up as well. I will go in the truck later on and go about putting them in. They are supposed to be 6,000 lumens each, so that should be enough to get me some decent light inside there now. Even with all the LEDs I put in, I'm not getting a lot of light. Nuisance. So I'll give them a temporary test tonight when it's dark. This is a before moment. I've temporarily fitted them, and this is the difference one makes. Massive. They're £10 each. So they are 6,000 lumens. Another van life I put me onto these. So we've got that one to demonstrate. Alright, you ready? Because the switch is there, you see. There you go. So it makes all the difference. I think it makes a lot of difference. Unfortunately, I don't know. Do I need to have all the others on? I mean, that's just those two on their own, which is probably the equivalent to all the others that were turned on. It's certainly save electricity. Now, what are my amperage pull? Where are we? So 12.2. Let's see if it makes any difference. 12.2. 12.2, 12.1. Okay, so I've lost I wonder what that is in amps, because I don't understand all this ampy stuff. So that's my voltage drop, barely registering. So yep, comfortable with that, very comfortable. Don't know if you can see that, but they're taped on at the moment with glue. Tomorrow the glue will still be soft. I'll get a little clothes peg and just scrape it away, polish it all up. I've done both sides, both holes are now hidden. I ideally wanted to put screws to hold them on, but I can't find a drill bit so I can't drill the holes. I've got the screw, I've got the tap, but that's as far as I go with it. So we'll let them dry off and we'll come back to that at a later date. We'll clean that up tomorrow and show you that properly in the daylight. In the meanwhile, tow hitch is now in Ipswich. It should be delivered by Monday, so we'll get that done and hopefully we'll get that for Monday. We've got the grease. Yeah, we've got the grease. I'm just trying to, oh, that's bright. Start again. We've got the grease, so we can grease up all the metalwork and then we'll put it all in place and go from there, really. So tomorrow I will start the shed clear out, and then Monday we'll get that fitted, hitch a trailer up and go on a hunt for some tin. Well, there's the first two temporary, well, I'm just testing them actually. They're not flashing in a formation, which is annoying, because they have their own little individual built-in controller in them, whereas if you have a master controller like those big ones down the bottom, you can get an equal flash. Now I can't test those two bottom ones out yet until I get those sides painted and get the receiving of those other ones that have come through the post. In other words, I need them in. What I might do with those though is come off at an angle like that. We'll have a go. I mean, they're flat and that's curved. Originally I ordered some circular ones, but that seems like every single consignment that's come in the UK is knackered, because every single every single eBay channel has took them off their listings, and the one that I got a message from said they were faulty. So I'm assuming they're knackered, all of them. So we've got those two. There'll be another two independents go up there, but I'm not going to put any more on. I've got quite a few of them. I don't need any more. I might put some at the back, and they can be as random as they want. I don't care. You can get them the wrong way round as well, by the way. But I think we might put some up on top, so if we get caught in traffic jams, stuff like that, towing, I think there'll be enough left over to put a row up there. We don't really want orange circular flashy lights, those will do fine. So yeah, not quite matched, but you can see that when the outer one flashes this side, so does the outer, so they're linked. But the sequencing is completely out. Weird, isn't it? We'll shut them off a minute, start them from scratch. There you go. I suppose if you don't touch the yellow wire, which is the trip, to trip the sequencers. That one's slower than that one. So that one is actually slower. I think we can live with that. Yep. There you go, they're on, the tape is off, they're cleaned up, you've seen them work, or you've seen the top ones work. That is it for the moment. We've got this bit to do next, which is a row of them down there at V each side. They'll be on the controller which controls the bottom ones. I have one more of those, I just don't have the other one because it was broke. I tried to fix it, but the circuit board was all torn up, so couldn't do anything with it. So during the week I will take them off, rub the paint down and put some black over, and then lacquer them up and put the new lights on those, wire them all up behind, clip it all back in. But I am going to have to move the truck because I need the bonnet up in order to get those in, and the bonnet won't go all the way up where it sits. So we're going to have to slide it in, put the pump back on for the cab because that's off, and basically move it, clear this mess and move it. I've got no choice. I think we'll get it lengthways into the garden. That'll also stop people from letting their dogs shit all over the grass. I'm getting a bit fed up with that now. Don't know who's doing it, but we need to put a stop to that. I'm going to set a camera up so I can catch them, I think. But for the remainder of the day, we've got to come in here and clear this bloody mess up, man. It's everywhere. I don't want to do it. It's cold and it's miserable. And it's a horrible job. But if it don't rain tomorrow, I've got to put tow hitch on. So this lot needs sorting out and tidying up. My old shed is falling down slowly, and I ain't joking. It is. It's slowly starting to go. I've noticed in the 20 years I built this, the last recent few years since I put that there, that's so heavy that the concrete is stuck to this concrete and the shed is shifting. I've got a big gap. Now that originally butted up, but over the last sort of 2 to 3 years this side of the shed has started to wallow over, and I think partly due to the weight I got out there and the fact that there's no structure at the back now. I've noticed that big old beam there. We've got some gaps going up over there as well. So yeah, we've got problems. Just trying to figure out really how's the best way to support this that don't fall. This beam isn't actually doing very much, and the strut up there is now coming off. So we've got to run a beam down to the ground to try and prop that back up. So the plan in this shed, I don't know if I've gone through it, but I want to move all of these over to there so I can get this area clear. The wood burner's going up for sale, chimney's coming down. The shelving over there is going, and we'll reutilise that somewhere else. We are not doing any more trikes, not unless someone asks for one, and it's a small motorcycle based trike. I'm not doing any more big car jobbies or anything like that. So space in here is going to be hard enough. I want to put a bike lift in somewhere around here. That bench there, actually it could go there, join it up against that one and go there. This lot's going. I'm going to sell everything on that shelf. It's not needed anymore. I don't think it will sell very quickly, but there's quite a lot of stuff in there that I don't use anymore, so, or have never used, to be honest. There's no point keeping it. So yeah, this bench has got to be cleared. I want to lose these cupboards and put something else up, but I need access to the back walls because you can see the water's coming through, and it's that wood's soft. So that again at some point is going to have to be torn off and replaced. But I might put a bit of time and effort into that wall because I've chosen to use tin on that side because of the nature of the damage I've received. But over this side we've already got shiplap up on the roof line, so I'll probably shiplap all of that. We've also got that wall to deal with at some point that's rotted at the bottom. So at some point I think we'll be pulling that wall down completely, bringing it closer in so I can get down the side and then rebuilding it. There's a lot of rubbish in here that's not being used and will probably never be used, if I'm honest. So we'll have to go through it at some point. But this is the area we're starting. I'm going to take these masts down, load them up on my trailer, grab all the sails and all the little bits and bobs and take that up to a boatyard in Woodbridge, get rid of those. We don't need them. That will get me a quick sail, a quick few quid, including the oars. Don't need those. Somewhere around here some Rollocks, in those shelves somewhere, some Rollocks. It goes back to my boat building days when I was learning to build boats and I was heavily into it, but I can't afford the moorings, so I tend to look at what I can't afford anymore. I don't touch, which is ironic, isn't it, because I'm building a very expensive motorhome to drive, and when I started it I could afford it, but now this pandemic has kind of crippled the country a bit, and everyone's blaming Brexit, but it isn't. It's a damn pandemic. Things have gone all wrong. Anyway, I'm not getting into politics. So yeah, that's what we've got to do. We've got to clear all of this, clear all of that, clear all of this, get rid of all of that. I want to try and get all of this room here emptied out. I want all the machinery at the back. I want those engines shifted. In fact, that Pinto can go in the dustbin. It's knackered. There's a Ford V6 there that I'm not getting rid of. So we'll probably shove that over there out of the way, or if we can, stick it between the gap on the bench. So if I can get that tool chest moved, maybe we'll slide it in there and put it between the two benches and put a plastic sheet over it, because I ain't getting rid of that. Not unless someone gave me good money. It's a good running engine, good engine. There's a diesel, Ford diesel there as well. I don't want to get rid of a non-ECU one. So I want to keep that just in case one day I wake up and think, I know, I'll build a trike. I had a diesel powered trike. It was a lovely little thing. So, yeah, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do with it? Well, what we're going to do with it is build bikes. We're going to restore them. That was just a quick get me by restore. The paint don't even match. I may very well pull that apart, but that's not one of the most exciting things to watch being built. But whereas that, there's not many of these left. But I'm struggling to find a logbook for this, and DVLA are not very good and are not very honest when it comes to re-registering old stuff. So I might try and get another frame from abroad, and that's got all the certification and logbooks and all the other bits that come with them, and then rebuild it with one of them. But it will then become an import, which is not what I wanted. This was built for the British market, so I don't know. We'll see where we go, but that's a restoration. The Viagra down the bottom of the garden, the Virago, that's going to be converted into something similar to this, but not quite. And I have my eyes on another one, if I can afford it, a little DT125LC that I want to get in here. That's worth quite a few quid all done up. So yeah, we're going to do some restorations and some sellings, basically, with everything we've got. And that will be my new YouTube turnaround. But this is after I got the truck done and after I got the rat rod finished. But I can see me doing the rat rod and then selling it straight after, unless somebody wants to buy it off me, give me a sensible price on it. I'll let the thing go now. Got the wings there, got the bonnet over there, the winch, a running engine already, if water hasn't got in it. I don't think it has. Yeah, I'll let it go. Somebody gives me some sensible dosh. £150 later, that's what you get. Hang on, I don't need my dog whining. Come on. Come in that old box. We've got all the electrics, including the override relay, nuts and bolts, all the bracketry. I'm not very impressed with the paint, because it's chipped off in places where they haven't degreased properly. But check this welding out. I don't know who did that at the factory, and they're consistent, but they need a pay rise. Definitely, whoever did that needs a pay rise. So I'm pleased it's here. So now it's a case of shut up and get on with it. I've had to remove the bumper and the lights just so as I could get to two ready bolts here. One there and two there, which I've now removed, but they've left the nuts on the back welded. So I'm not sure how this is all going to go, to be honest, but we'll keep going. I've got to get that off because that destroyed itself because it's rotted out. In fact, while we're here, we'll put some WD on that. So yeah, that's where I've got it so far.